Let's talk elections. The People's Democratic Party has called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to redeploy the Edo State Resident Electoral Commissioner over allegations of partisanship ahead of the September 21st governorship election in the state. The party's position was made known by its acting national chairman, Umar Damagum, at the PDP headquarters in Abuja. The party also raised an alarm over what they said is the suspicious activities of the IGP response squad in Edo State by arresting members and supporters of the PDP, especially those who recently decamped from the APC to the PDP. The PDP also called for the redeployment of the State Commissioner of Police to guarantee confidence, peace and security during the Edo State governorship election.
IGP should immediately redeploy the Edo State Commissioner of Police, Edwin Iwo, as to guarantee confidence, peace, security during the Edo State governorship election. The IGP should immediately release all members of the PDP being detained illegally by the police. The IGP should desist from interfering in the activities of State Security Corps, a body lawfully established under the law by the State Assembly. The PDP demands that the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, immediately deploys Edo State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Anoa, from the state.
To discuss more on INEC's preparedness ahead of the polls, I have with me the DG Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Dr. Nwamba Gabriel. Good to have you join us on TVC News at 1. It's exactly 8 days to the Edo governorship election. As an accredited observer, what would you say about INEC's level of preparedness for the election?
Thank you so much for having me. It is exactly 8 days to September 21st, like you just mentioned. And we have been observing, the pre-election processes. We're going to move into the election itself and even the post-election related processes. You see, what is playing out now from what is on ground is that INEC has demonstrated, INEC has also shown that they are on ground and they have they are following all the timetable as stipulated. In other words, INEC is very, very prepared to ensure that elections are conducted in lines with the rules of engagement. However, it is pertinent to also state that INEC cannot conduct a transparent, free and fair election in isolation. There are other very pertinent stakeholders that must play their rules in line with the provisions of the Constitution in order to have a credible election in Edo State. And these are the law enforcement agents, and like you know, the police is the lead agency in charge of internal security. In other words, as it affects the Edo State governorship election, security is being led and coordinated by the Nigerian police.
As it is now, the PDP is already requesting that the resident electoral commissioner in Edo State and the commissioner of police be redeployed. What's your reaction to that? Has there been any incident that make them feel that this really should happen?
Well, it is. Thank you so much for your question. It is imperative that we state very clearly here that the peace accord has been signed by some political parties right now as we speak. But what is peace accord really? The peace accord is intended to ensure that all participating political parties, irrespective of religion, irrespective of position, irrespective of clout, is embedded in a committed effort to ensure that the elections is peaceful. Now, what do we have? We have seen elections in Nigeria, and we have also seen what is playing out in Edo State. We also observed the election in Imo State. We observed the election in Kogi State last year. You know, what played out? We saw peace accord being signed in Kogi State. We saw it in Imo State. But we saw situations in Kogi State that does not reflect that the participants, in other words, the political parties, the candidates who participated in that peace accord in Edo State, in Kogi State, did not live up to expectation. In other words, we saw very clearly in Kogi State where helicopters were shooting persons, you know, directly from the air, and ballot boxes were being carted away. What has happened till today? Nothing. We've not seen persons that were arrested. There is an agency of government responsible for airspace being monitored. We have not, in other words, there is no helicopter or aeroplane that can fly without the authority of that airspace. In other words, it is imperative that Nigerians need to know that what has played out in Kogi State seems not to give a confidence anymore for people to come out and participate in that peace accord.
So are you saying that the peace accord is not effective?
Now,
Dr. Gabriel,
let's go back. Let's come back.
Dr. Gabriel, are you saying that the
now.
peace accord is not effective in ensuring election security?
Correct. The peace accord, from what has happened in Kogi State, what has happened in Imo State, is not effective. It is not effective because right now, as we speak in Edo State, one political party has raised an alarm that over 60 of its very senior members have been arrested, and they were not tried in Edo State. They have been moved to Abuja, and they are going to be tried or something over trump-up charges. The issue we are saying here is that why should it be just one political party? If the arrest or the invitation by the Nigerian police is across board, if they invite the Labour Party, they also invite the APC, they also invite the Accord, and they also invite the PDP, then we'll know that it is fair, you know. But if you invite people, arrest them over trump-up charges, it raises eyebrow. See, we are all Nigerians, and we have to face these things squarely so that we get a better society for ourselves.
So by refusing to sign that peace accord, Dr. Gabriel,
the signing of the peace accord,
by refusing to sign the peace accord on Thursday, does that mean that the content of that pact is not binding on this party that refused to append its signature?
I'm not just saying that it's not binding. From what has happened in Imo State, what has happened in Kogi State, it is evident that it is more or less a toothless bulldog. The essence of signing a peace accord is that there should be people should be reprimanded, you know, if there are offenses. There should be consequences for violating, you know, electoral procedure. There should be punitive measures that are stipulated for persons who breach the peace process or peaceful conduct of elections. So what it seems to us is that it is evident that the peace accord is not longer yielding the desired motive. The intendment of those who propounded this peace accord, if you look at some notable Nigerians there, Abu Salami Abubakar, Bishop Kuka, and all that, you see that these are men who have repute, who have so much respect in this country. These are men who Nigerians look up to as real leaders. But what do we have? We are saying that there are no punitive measures. People, it is not the signature of the candidates or the political parties that matter. It is the commitment of the individuals. It is the commitment of the political party and the individuals, including the Nigerian police, that matters. So if there are no punitive measures, people are not arrested. Those who shot people from helicopter in Kogi State till today are not arrested, are not charged to court. What do you also expect people to be signing peace accord for?
All right, let's leave it there now.
It does not make sense. The essence is for us to have a better society.
All right. DG Center for Credible Leadership and Citizens Awareness, Dr. Nwabụ Gabriel, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 1.